second half might be up for you, something, no, something snoozing and all this no thing will happen. So be alert, because we are in the age of technologies and then learning new things. So better way to awake on this what is going on, and in future and next a decade or two, that will definitely change our future, the thought and beliefs as well. So my subject is दिसत नाही मला. Okay. So Buddha's wisdom in the age of algorithm. Basically, Buddha's wisdom, everybody knows that the wisdom is, and since in the morning I heard the many terms, and I'll not go with that the particular that the namings, but I would like to just generalize the thing. Buddha's wisdom in the age of algorithm, harmonizing Buddha's intelligence with human and artificial intelligence. So major thing is why we are discussing here Buddhist intelligence, humanized intelligence and artificial intelligence. Why it is required? Anybody has any reason that we come together and discussing the topic? I learned this subject in mid-90s, and in my second master's, when I had done my MTech from Technical University of Bhopal. During that period, I learned this subject, even major other subjects, neural network, artificial intelligence, then operating system, advanced operating system and others. But this one is the subject that since long time that research has been going on. Now this AI emerged in the market. Earlier that application nobody knows that. In the research field that was there, but right now in our daily life that things coming slowly into our blood, because we are using the technology, mobile technologies through that way. That is, you guys are taking it in that information very easily. So there are the two things. One is the advantage from the AI side and disadvantage as well. So I'll discuss this thing, unpacking the intelligence. So there are the things, Buddhist wisdom. Now the Buddhist wisdoms basically founded on the many terminologies, but the thing is there are three things: mindfulness, compassion, and ethical reasoning. Major part here is understand as a human mindfulness. So mindfulness means what? What exactly we do understand the mindfulness? Anybody knows that? I mean, anybody just describe in one word. What is mindfulness? Okay. So before that, mindfulness, come to that terminology as a mindfulness, we should know the self-awareness. If we are not aware about ourselves, we will not be, I think, not mindful to understand others and to understand ourselves. So self-awareness is very, very much important. And why I am saying here, I am from the IT industry. I am working with the many leadership in the IT industry, not from the employment perspective, but the generation coming out in the IT industry, that they are not even think about that mindfulness and then art of living and then self-awareness. So self-awareness, now our industry started putting that all these analogy as a soft skill to everyone. They need to do that, and they need to be aware about that, because that the self-awareness means your responsibility. You are entering into a workplace. What is your responsibility? You should be aware about, and what you need to be justify your work, that you need to be perform on time, deliver that things on time. That could be mindfully with the self of ethics, business ethics, and or self ethics as well. So this is the Buddhist wisdom coming with the mindfulness. Second thing, compassion. Definitely the compassion means karuna, उसको और बहुत सारे word है, but ethical reasoning. Now think ethically. What we are thinking, but other angle, or the flip side of the thinking, as a design thinking, system thinking, reasoning. There are many patterns of thinking. Pattern recognition, सर तो मास्टर्स है इसमें, मैंने भी उनके अंडर में रिसर्च किया है. I done my around 9 papers internationally I published before joining to the IT organizations. So now वो motivation अभी आया है, तो सर ने बोला कि आप present कर सकते हैं. So I started again presenting myself. But in between, on the industry level, I'll delivering my other speeches related to the technology. So compassion and then ethical reasoning. These are the three main profound insights that should learn from the Buddhist intelligence. Now, the human intelligence, how that human intelligence looks like, and how to sync up that the, I would say the mindfulness. Mindfulness, there are many terms in the market. You can see that in the YouTube environment, like you'll definitely get to know that, but exactly mindful to yourself, oneself. You should be ask yourself, who am I? So the day you will understand who am I, you will be got everything. Because that time your brain will tell you, unconsciously, consciously will tell you that who you are. Because where you are working, in which place you are working, everything that answers will get to you ultimately. So that the term, that the state of knowing yourself as a mindfulness. Okay. Then the artificial intelligence, there are many things. Now I will not gonna work, discuss many things on the artificial, because there are many terms I'll discuss in next stage. But yes, artificial intelligence, why it is most important, slowly come to in your blood to know how that artificial intelligence minimize and optimize our work, minimize the time, optimize the work. And industry basically, you might heard that the news in the market, TCS recently that the workforce around 12,000 across the globe, they remove from their environment. It means that directly, indirectly, that is impacting our lives. Our lives means of families, right? One person is earning means 4 person will be definitely get out of that. So that is very much important why AI now we need to learn to everyone child. So that's what the thing is. And there are the certain risks as well. While using the AI, hallucinations is also happening. Because वो भूल भुलैया वाला भी आंसर आपको मिलता है, you need to justify yourself, and here that's why the human intelligence very important play the role about that AI. Is that the answer is correct? Is that the answer is not correct? That your intelligence will be justified. None of the other intelligence will be exist to understand yes or no. Okay, so that's what the human intelligence in between Buddhism intelligence and AI plays the most important and critical role. While we are using the technology, either you can go with the nanotechnology or other technology, okay, but basically human intelligence cannot be captured any one intelligence in future as well, because sensations, like Dr. Rampeke said, like there are 6 senses. Okay, so there are 6 senses. Any one sense you can consider and think about that. Is that really that AI is capturing our sensations? No. That capturing at a certain limit, but not fully. Where that the human intelligence only knows that the sensation. टेस्ट क्या है खाने की, आज की टेस्ट क्या, कड़ी कैसी लगी, सेंसेशन में अगर AI को पूछूं, so यह कड़ी बोलेगा, but टेस्ट कैसी लगी शायद should be confusing. So these are the hallucination, I would say the words that pronounced through the AI. So whatever that model you will be design, you should be definitely put that right word to understand AI. आप जो फिट करोगे वही AI देगा आपको. That is nothing apart from your mind. Okay, so sorry, maybe I'll take the few minutes more. There are many things to be known. This is the center idea of the learning. I'll not go one by one slide. So the mindfulness and cognitive clarity. Everybody might not know, but most of you as scholars know that cognitive science. So cognitive clarity. So what is the cognitive things? What mindfulness and cognitive clarity? Clarity that's definitely need while designing the model of any AI with our self-intelligence, human intelligence, and wisdom behind that. So Buddha says, while you are talking to everyone, listen to him first and then say your word wisely. So that wisely, each one counts the value, and the value counts your character, and character values your, I would say, your entire architect of a body, or I would say your entire life. So that is what characterized through the Buddhism. And value, I am saying that Dr. D. Martinez is the humanized doctor, I would say. You can go and search that his name, what the values each individual has, and you need to justify what values you are maintaining till date so far. So there are certain tests, around 190 questions, and you go with that, you test yourself, what's your value, what the value is. Now, I'm walking on the road, and then just I saw that the 50 rupees note on the ground, on the road. What I'll do with the 50 rupees? So, I mean, that is what your value will calculate there. Okay, either you put that, 50 rupees, take it, here and there will see, then put in your packet. So basically the value will maintain if you are really that value yourself, that's not your money. Someone is that, you need to donate to someone else. That's the value. So that value will come with your characters and your mindfulness that need to be understood. So, and this one, evidence of this mindfulness, you will see that text is there that I'm just justifying that what exactly I'm trying to tell here through the mindfulness and cognitive clarity. So now the clarity, cognitive clarity. Anybody then in Marathi now, because मैं उसको समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ मराठी में उसको क्या बोलते हैं. Anybody knows the cognitive things? Bodhatma. Okay, good. Thank you, sir. So, cognitive clarity, that's the word Bodhatma. अंदर से जागने की प्रक्रिया, वो क्लैरिटी कब आएगी? जब आप अपने आप में माइंडफुल होगे, तब वो क्लैरिटी आएगी. और वो क्लैरिटी जब आएगी तो अपने आप में एक विजडम, एक आपके बीच में एक विजडम क्रिएट होगा. एंड व्हेन यू विल talk to someone, that time that wisdom will be definitely coming to be. Okay, so I'll go with the next step. Mindfulness or cognitive, there are many theories. I'll not go with that. Yeah, now compassion and emotional intelligence.
I'm sorry to interrupt you,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you have last 1 minute, then the
Yeah,
15
yeah.
minutes will be.
I'll conclude. Okay, there are many things. Now, the term in the human intelligence and even Buddhist intelligence and AI, term is saying that the emotional intelligence. So, Dr. Goleman, Daniel Goleman, that he is a renowned author and good motivator as well. He defined that the emotional intelligence, how that emotional intelligence need to be determined yourself. So E is equal to emotional intelligence, that is E plus R, event plus response is equal to your outcome. Whatever that the thing is happening within you, that emotions, the way you analyze and the responses coming out through your mind, output will be delivered that way. So for example, that the events plus response is equal to result. But if you see there uncertainty in a certain stage, and then I mean, uncertain stage and one second. Okay, your acceptance about the uncertain stage. So your acceptance is positive, okay, and uncertainty is there, okay. You will be feeling like the fears, okay. Then the events plus non-acceptance, the emotions would be negative responses, and the events plus acceptance in any situation, because of the behavior studies says, like whenever you are accepting those things, you will be thinking positively. That reflects in human intelligence. That analogy I took it from the author, that Daniel Goleman, from his emotional intelligence theory. Okay, so there are many, one more point I would like to just will conclude in one point here, FTBM. So feeling, thought, belief and actions, okay. So for doing any research, for judging ourselves, there are the 4 actions we need to be perform in daily life. Feeling about ourselves, thought behind the feelings, and belief on those thoughts, will act accordingly. So think about that: feelings, thoughts, belief and actions. This one deck I'll share. If anybody wants, then you can go with. Okay. So any one has any questions, because there is a long theory. I'll not going to be again proceed further, because madam alerted me and there are many things I need to be discussed, but here I tried to justify that why human intelligence is important to understand AI thought, AI thinking and Buddhism. So human is a bridge in between. क्या बोल रहे हैं?
So, is it a conclusion?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Thank
just
you.
concluding, because there are many more slides,
Yeah,
and I think
I
need,
can
15,
see
20
that.
minutes.
Yeah. So thank you very
Because-
much, and I think we can see how passionate he is about his this topic, and how much he wants to talk to you. But I'm the hindrance over here. So I think I'll suggest all of you to go through his paper, which is there in the booklet. And actually, I wanted you
I'll
to
share this one deck, because out of the paper there are certain words that highlighted, and on the basis of that, this presentation I made, you will not find easily in the market. You can go with this deck and understand what is there.
Yes. So yeah, so that's what actually I think, compassion in the use of AI. And I don't know, because I think in the paper there are many challenges and opportunities you have committed on, and I was hoping you to be you may discuss it over here. I think if many of you have read that article, which is recent, that there was a study done on the Gen Z generation who are using Chat GPT AI bot for use, and non-Chat GPT users. Have any one of you have gone through that article? If I'm sorry, I'm asking to raise hands, but if anyone has heard about it. If not, please go on the Google. There is an article which compares the brain activity in 2 types of population: the Gen Z generation, who are using more of a ChatGPT AI bot, and the non-ChatGPT users. And it says, the study of the final conclusion says that the ChatGPT or the AI users, the brain activity of that certain critical thinking area is decreased in those people who are dependent on the AI use, rather than the non-Chat GPT users. So that's where this Buddhism, it comes into play, that the ethical and the compassionate and the mindful use of AI. AI is there for helping us and decreasing, but not to take over, because it will then decrease our critical thinking ability, and then we will reduce as humans to machines. I don't think which we want, because Buddhism says that you have to develop yourself as humans. So I think that's it. And anyone else, if they have a question on it.
Any generic question, I mean, related to mindfulness or anything? Yeah.
knowing, explain way and means to cultivate empathy in others, to others.
So, cultivate empathy. So there are the minor difference with the cognitive empathy and generic empathy and parallel to the sympathy. So मैं आपको थोड़ा हिंदी में इसको जस्टिफाई करूँगा. एम्पैथी कब यूज़ करते हैं हम लोग और सिंपैथी कब यूज़ करते हैं. जैसे कि अभी अपना घर में कुछ क्रिटिकल सिचुएशन आई है and you will be there around and even though you are not the efforts in your hand, but you'll try to understand what is going on, try to help. But the third person that coming to your place, he might not be aware about, but and he will try to understand, but will not show himself as showing empathy. Instead, he will be showing the sympathy. अरे बहुत ठीक नहीं हुआ, तबीयत खराब है या जो कुछ भी हुआ. But आप अगर पास में से हो, so you will be definitely try to get them help out. That is the emotional touch will come in the empathy, not in the sympathy. Sympathy, that is the, I would say, the artificial touch in your voice, in your behavior, that will reflect. So this is what the, and cognitive, that again I would say the mindfully, you will be treat that the problem mindfully, treat that problem to produce the answer, right? That is what your empathy, cognitive empathy.
I think we can conclude over here on this topic and we can discuss about it later. So let's move on to the next presenter. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Borkar, for a lucid presentation.